Right. Audio check. Audio good. Let's jump in. We're almost done. We just need to finish up the 5-star in it and maybe get the animals to grow up a little bit. We could look into food supplements for the theropods, the large theropods too. It's a good spot to start. By the Rex pen. Okay, so vitamins, steroids. This is the mutation one, right? Yeah. These are mating related. That doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and do the first two. Oh my god, diseases. Cataracts untreatable. Taban. R.I.P. Taban's eyes. You are a second gen. So I guess the raptors are getting up there enough. Let's look at our population. Hey, Mutasaurus, welcome to the stream. Maybe we should just supplement everybody for growth. I think so. One staff is en route. I believe we've already queued that one up to get transferred. Oh yeah, we're gonna delete this one.
The dome is a thick growth
Okay,
of
recovering.
In fact, that's what the Greek root pachy translates to. Thick. Hence its use in both Pachycephalosaurus, the thick-headed lizard, and the ceratopsian Pachyrhinosaurus, the thick-nosed lizard.
You're getting food. You're probably getting food. I don't think we really need to worry about them. Lot of stuff still depleted and empty. Okay. Let's look at our ratings. So, we have the species. All we need are animal points, which we can get by growth, I think. We don't have our visitor numbers up. We have satisfaction. We have attraction points. What derives visitor numbers? Park rating and park appeal. Will that maybe just work itself out as the animal points come in? Probably. And 79% beauty. We could patch these up some, maybe. Certainly the bathroom. I don't know if I want flat on or not for a bathroom like this. Alright. Definitely feel like PK parks work out a lot better when you have a pretty flat park. I think building with elevation is rough in both games, but the lack of capability to adjust the path and fence afterwards puts PK behind JWE in that regard. Looking forward to the streams this week. Yeah, this should be fun with the Minecraft stuff. If that's what you're referring to. And the tour on Saturday will do. Should be some good stuff. Okay, any notifications about inaccessibility? No. Let's hire more staff. Don't really have much else to spend our money on right now anyway. Also might generate beauty by putting in some trees in some other areas here. Like to wait for you on Saturday stream? Yeah. We'll wait till you're there to do your park. That's standard procedure. We always want the person there to provide commentary. Okay. Animal pregnancy unique. This is a U, and a monosaurus again reproducing. Various issues with refills. Let's check the overall delivery. Okay. Plants, fruit, insects, and meals. Adolescence on the Dilos. Cool.
Pack a powerful bite, but watch out for those arms. Their length and mobility make it all too easy for Dilophosaurus to bring prey straight to its mouth. So if the teeth don't catch up, its arms just might.
Do a Jurassic World version of PK Anax with albino skin as a stand-in for Irex. That's a pretty good shout. Yeah, we might do something like that at some point. I don't know. We'll think about it. Certainly the next park build I want to do in PK is going to be not a Jurassic themed one. But not entirely sure what I want to do next. I feel like I had an idea and I forgot what it was. For PK, I mean. There's a lot of parks we could do in PK because we haven't done that many PK park builds, but I feel like I had a very specific idea and I can't remember what.
Within those scowling eyes, there's a sclerotic ring, a bony structure that supports the organ's shape and musculature. I'm sure I'm wrong, but I can't stop thinking about what it would feel like to
You're
have
actually
the
close.
worst eyelash to ever get stuck in your eye. Maybe that's why they look so grim.
Able to use the big one now. Hey, you're dying. You should probably wake up. "17 issues. Never seems to go down." Okay, guest rating actually 5 stars. That's very cool. Yeah, Buting did go up 182 up from 170 something. So I think the trees probably helped a little bit. This strip is still very bare. We could look into some paleo veg. Because we haven't really done anything with that. Coastal ginkgo. Coastal prairie. Elatides. Alright, let's start an episode. Or continue an episode, rather. Alright, picking up where we left off on a different day. We're going to do some paleo veg for coastal just to check it out more than anything, I think. Kind of got some time on our hands because we're just kind of sitting around waiting for some improvements with the animal populations to finish 5-starring. We're very close. We might as well do this in the meantime. And this is Conidopterus. Sure, there you go. Alright, stolen supplies, that's fine. Needs refill. 21 issues. I keep hiring people. This is still never really getting done. It's a little rough. Meals, merch, and plants. I'm hoping it'll catch up, but really not sure it's gonna. Alright, well, let's see. Okay, wait, what am I looking at? Individual plants is what this is? If you want to, like, do a specific? Oh, I didn't even know you could do this. Wait, like, you're, like, mix it, you can, like, make your own brush? Is that how this works? Hold on. Wait, this is sick. And if we take out the trees... Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. You can get weird with it. That's a lot. That's very cool. That is a lot to do. Okay, so wait, these are still showing as locked though. So how does... Oh, because I need multiple things for each of the different brushes, maybe? Because I don't have all of them unlocked, so I can't do the brush until they're all unlocked. I think that's what's going on. That is my guess. Okay, these all seem to just be picking this one, so I'll just cram everybody in there. Truly is now an adult. Who is that? That's you. Bunique's eggs have hatched. Did they? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they did. Maybe. Dying animal. Yeah, it's just a raptor. Okay, still not unlocked. So I guess I'm just going to be playing whack-a-mole on these, like, one at a time. Well, no, because this is a different one. Whatever. It's very cool, though. Bartholomew III is now an adult. Okay. That's probably my other... Yeah, my other... Cretocristatus. These are done. Okay. Interesting. Still not unlocked. Oh, why don't you go here? We'll crank your funding up, I guess. Why not? We have $1 million, so I suppose I can play around. Disease. Foot rot. Hooray. 1 staff en route. Okay, so ratings... Animal points is the thing we're waiting on. I don't know if we get a better breakdown of that somewhere. Just be curious to see where, like, some of those points are coming from. Because I'm kind of just operating under the idea that, like, the animals that are growing up are going to be worth more. Yeah, they definitely are. But to what degree? Well, I'm sure these, like, big ticket, like, theropods and stuff will help as they grow up. Yeah, it took us a while to get to 1 million on, like, a certain other game. It's kind of nice having to actually care. All right. Okay. A lot of things growing up. Let's go through these. Complete excavation. Samantha is now an adult. Who is Samantha? That's another para.
Use their tube-shaped crest as a snorkel, contrary to previous hypotheses. Nevertheless,
Suka?
the mental image
Ooh.
going snorkeling.
Adolescent stegosaurs. Very cool. Hell yeah. That's really... Psittacos are already catching up as well. I did put growth boosters in a lot of the feeders to try and get these animals to grow up quick and catch up to some of the other animals. The slow-growing ones especially, like the stegos and the new large theropods. I really do like these stegos quite a lot. Those are Psittacos. Okay, we've unlocked... Okay, some of the brushes are unlocked. Pausing. Okay, so if I do... Oh, problem is most of these enclosures actually have they're kind of at their limits. So it's kind of hard to actually add these after the fact. Yeah, so you're maxed on forest. Let's just take a look at the brushes. I think it's... I don't know how much these matter for anything. So some nice kind of fall-colored ones. Yeah, seasonal ginkgo. Okay. I mean, I definitely think the ginkgo fits well with the sauropod exhibit. Let's thread some in. Hell, if this area is already like fully treed or something, maybe this doesn't even matter. Like maybe I don't need to remove some to make up for this at all. Don't get in the raptor pen though. I think we're good. Okay, you're good on forest. I don't... It was the hadrosaurs were the ones that were kind of on the bubble. With one, like, just over the limit, one just under. Looks like Edmono is now over. And yeah, the paras are just over. So I think we do need to delete some trees to make up for this. Let's drop the intensity a little bit and maybe just thin out some of these. It's still a little too aggressive. Okay, there we go. Yeah, can I see a breakdown? Like, on the animal somewhere, maybe? Animal points, base rating, leucistic mutation, bonuses. Paleobotany, no bonus applied, milestone bonus. So does this not get a paleobotany bonus because... Yeah, it's coastal. Yeah, I don't know. Could just, maybe they need to interact with it in some way for there to be the bonus to be applied. Or maybe it's a, in progress feature. Could be the case. Alright, lots of stuff happening. Vandalism, animal growth, Saratania, another Citico, Pokey has a disease. Right, because you guys have too much water. You got jaundiced. Fine. Don't know if jaundice is connected to any particular failings with that exhibit, but let's hope not. Okay, another cataracted raptor. It's always the raptors. I think it's either just because of the fact that they have they're quick to grow up, maybe, but also maybe they're vulnerable to cataracts or something. I have no idea. Claire has something. That's the stego, foot rot, staff, and root. Adolescence on a Citico, and adolescence on a Citico. Okay. And we now got the Cretaceous Prairie. You know what? Let's do some of this. In here.
Just looking at its face, you might not realize that this was one of the first ceratopsians. It may lack a frill and forward-projecting horns, but you can still see the resemblance in its strong beak and its cheek horns.
Still nothing there with paleo. Just finished the Jurassic Park, the game playthrough, and I see you weren't stupid. The rap room was difficult for you. Yeah, I can agree with that. Wait, why are you... Oh, yeah, because you don't like coastal anyway. Well, that's your problem. Yeah, you're just going to suffer. Okay, so that doesn't count as forest. That's just like prairie or something. So, well, I mean, literally it is prairie, but I mean like open area or whatever. It doesn't penalize anything. I love that everybody's eating from this one plant. Holy shit, guys. This is like the best plant ever. There's 4 of you just dogpiling that one plant. Let's put some of this in some open areas and some of these other exhibits. Like this one. Is this coastal, actually? Yes. You need the Mazalit? What? I don't know what you mean. Or is paleobotany like an all or none? Like, do you have to fully commit and only use paleo plants to get a bonus? Still adds a good vibe having some of these different, more exotic looking plants around. Shared time period. Okay, I need to check why I have 38 negative notifications.
There's been simulations in the past that tried to reconstruct how they could have sounded, but nothing quite compares to the real thing.
Disease on an Anki. Ear infection recovering. Dakota is an adult. You're a Spinifer. Kala is an adult. Another Spinifer. Okay. Lots of dying animals flagged here. Uh, you, what is your problem? You are dying here by a food bowl that is unfilled. Okay. Call the staff in. Get him in here. Claire. Probably the same thing. Hunger. I guess I don't have another... Oh yeah, there's another food dish over there, but it's also depleted. I think. Yeah, just a small one. Okay. Thomas. Hungry and thirsty because you've wandered all the way over here. Well, we can at least fix Thomas's problems by getting him over there. The raptors I'm not going to worry about. Barry. Yeah, that's just that problem with this exhibit having run out of food altogether. It's a nice forest to see that Styrac walking through there. The ferns and stuff. Alright, well, anyway, 37 notifications. Holy smokes. I gotta just keep hiring staff, I guess. We have 22 laborers and 30 keepers. I'm just gonna go to like 40? I don't know if this is absurd, but I feel like I can afford to with my $1 million, so I might as well. Alright, I think I'm just going to keep hiring staff until these issues are covered. It'd be nice in JW3 when you got things like Uranus not being comfortable and tropical plant, give it requirements to make it comfortable, whatnot, like the parrot in this game. I could see something with that. I think there could be an interesting element to like having certain biomes where like maybe you'd have to keep an animal in like a environmentally controlled exhibit or something, right? Could be interesting. Like if you did tropical and you put a mammoth out, like you would need to have like a enclosed like air conditioned exhibit or something for it maybe. That could be kind of neat. In this game or in JWE. You only got the money bag ending? Yeah, the two endings are very very limited. Just that like one single choice. All right, lots of plants and meals still needed. I'm gonna save before we go any further in case some shit dies. Okay, we lost guest rating. Satisfaction's dipped. Nutrition. It could be because the buildings are empty, though. I still think there's probably merit in getting another food in here, though. We still don't have food here. Claire is dangerously, well, not like super close,
Just like
but
other ceratopsians,
getting bad.
Cephalosaurus is a herbivore, but its sharp beak
I
and
wonder.
strong jaws are better suited to tough plant material such as nuts or seed. A word of advice, though: be wary of that beak. They're a
These are
little
coastal.
nippy.
Will they eat paleo veg? Jim Madsen and I taken care of. So this is the river exhibit, which is this one. Pokey and Hokey. Forgot we named him that. Thing the Mesozoic meter on the top of the environment needs to be full for it to count. Okay, got it. No worries about the cat jumping on the keyboard. Where is this meter? Is it on the exhibit or on the animal? Animal welfare. Exhibit bonuses. Crowding cleanliness, forest biomes, water. Okay, let's look at one of the animals. Ah, here. Percentage of era appropriate flora, foliage, and habitat provides ecological authenticity and higher benefits the higher it is. Okay, so it doesn't have any thresholds to it. It just needs to be maxed. I got it. Hey, Dustin, welcome to the stream. So if we're gonna max it, then we do need to like redo all the trees probably, right? So maybe I don't go that hard. Yeah, because even these ones are only like 14% of vegetation. Okay, is somebody gonna get this? Like, one of two staff en route. Can you be en route faster, please? As an adult. 41 notifications. Like, what are we doing? Like, these guys are all idle, so I don't really need laborers. I've probably overdone it on that. A bunch of these keepers are idle. How are these keepers idle? If nothing is full, I don't understand how that can be. Or are they idle because they're like on their way to a job? And because the park is like sprawling, nothing is getting done? Big ass trees. Some really big ass trees. What the frag is that name? Which name? Or my walker eye? AI viewer thing. Oh. Tinted Heel Lizludunalabs. Yeah, they all got crazy names all the time when they're the AI shillers. They go die from fucking starvation. Oh, right as the food arrived, too. Might have been able to save that one. Auto save is 2 minutes ago. We know Claire is dying first. I'm gonna try and save her. Animal AI better than JWE. It's different than JWE. It's better in terms of like animal interactions. It has kind of the same issue with large enclosures that JWE has. What is my biggest complaint of PK so far? I think it's the combination of like redoing terrain combined with the way the paths and fences don't dynamically update. I think that's my biggest complaint. Okay, on reloading, I only have 11 issues that pop up. Wait, this is Claire being dead. Wait, that was... okay, well... fuck. How is that an 819 autosave? If... okay, Claire must have been dead for minutes, we just didn't see that pop up. Let's go back to this. I also think this managing this larger park is worse in PK than in JWE, but that's also because there's more going on with management, which makes it more complicated. There's also just experience, right? I'm way more experienced with the JWE methods than with this. So maybe if I was building a park to be optimal, Um, and I took the time to understand like a good balance of staff and stuff and how work zones work, maybe it would work better. How's the terrain control in this game? It's unstable. It's the only thing that's crashed the game was making mountains. Um, so there's definitely problems with it. It says awaiting staff. I wonder if reloading also just kind of turned off that. I might be able to... Wait, these supplements... Okay, maybe this one never had supplements. Yeah, okay, that one is turned on with supplements. Okay, I could steal a feeder. This might be a good idea. If we have a... Yeah, we have like this veg feeder here. Let's steal this. And just put it in here. We'll put in a JPOG feeder. To replace it. Okay. Dying animals. This time we don't have as many dying. Maybe Claire is seemingly not even dying yet? No, it is. It just isn't currently showing on the park issues list. Eat up, idiots. Don't walk away from this perfectly good food I've given you. There you go. There you go. Maybe? Yeah. Alright, I had to reload because Claire died. I've gone ahead and stole a food dish with the food from the galley exhibit, dragged it over here to make sure they're fed, and then replaced it with a fresh one in the galley exhibit. So there's a hot tip for you. If you ever have an animal imminently dying of starvation and you can't figure out a way to save it because your staff won't get there in time, you can teleport food dishes around the park. Is there a campaign in this? I think scenarios are planned or something like that. Currently, no. Right, there's just essentially this. I think there's also like a franchise mode or something like that that's supposed to be coming, I think. Sorry, what are you... Ear infection recovering. Okay, you're fine. Pokey. Yeah, this is back when this happened. Okay, well anyway. Yeah, I don't know the issues with the staff. Because if I actually look at my park info here for the staff, a lot of them show as idle. Like, the vast majority of these keepers show as idle, despite the fact that, like, nothing is stocked. Same with the laborers. Like, I got a bunch of laborers on idle, even though I have other things that are unstocked. Well, maybe, yeah, it's all kiosk stuff. So, like, why is every laborer in the park idle? One staff en route. So I think, here's my theory. I think idle might mean they're on their way to a thing, not that they're literally not doing anything. That's just a theory. I don't know if that's true. It's a question. It's a good question. If everybody knows, sound off in the chat. Hey, Rugops, welcome to the stream. 268. Getting closer. These are tropical. Oh yeah, Thomas. You are dying of hunger. That's because you need to go eat a Dennis Nedry. Yeah, I suppose. Okay, now I have no issues, if I believe that. I'm not sure I do, but that'd be really cool if I had genuinely had no issues in the park. Yeah, there they are. Huh. This is weird. The notifications are kind of just weird. And I guess in this timeline I never put in the big trees. Let's do that. Coastal Paleo Veg. Oops, I don't want to get into the raptor pen. I wonder, do the guests like paleo vegetation? Like as a decorative thing? Nothing's going wrong for once. Yeah, it's not true. 21 things are going wrong. It just decided not to show me briefly and give me the illusion of the park being under control, which is classic Jurassic. So, you bought Gmod for the first time, you're really liking it? I've never played Gmod. Uh Big Half-Life fan though. Love me some Half-Life. Okay, let's find a walker eye to check the tree density. I overshot him somewhere. Because it's like, yeah. The second exhibit we ever made. Or third, I guess, but the oldest exhibit currently in the park. We can throw some nice ginkgos in here for him, maybe. Maybe the guests will like some ginkgos. Can't rotate an object once you're holding on the workshop. Search system is kind of shit. What kind of veg does the Rex like? He likes coastal. We can give him some ginkgos. Overall, I feel about the same between PK and JWE. I feel like PK has more potential at this point. And I feel like it shouldn't be close because one is an expensive licensed tie-in game and the other one is an indie title. And the fact that that PK can compete with JWE is wait, the fuck? No afflictions? The fact that PK can even compete is kind of a really bad mark on JWE's half. Yeah. Parasitic dermatitis. Move to Bay. But like the IP matters to me. Animal has no afflictions. That's so weird. Maybe it hasn't counted yet in game. Yeah, early access indie title, and it's competing with the third game in an established licensed series. Invalid quarantine size. Oh shit. Like the things that I say that like JWE has over PK are minor, whereas the things that PK has over JWE are huge, like the ontogeny system and just the baby design in general is so much better. Like the things I like more about JWE are like it's easier to change terrain and like build paths and fences. These are like minor. And like PK will definitely fix these problems. Let's be under pathology. Yeah, here, quarantine based small. Whereas like JWE3's problems are unlikely to ever be fixed. Because some of them are so core, like the way they handle the juveniles. Potential for it to be massively better in the far future. Yeah, like I expect this to fully overtake JWE. It's not quite there yet, because there's enough little things that are still better in JWE3, but long term, I don't think there'll be any competition. This game will overtake it. Okay, everybody's getting disease. That's very cool. Parasitic dermatitis. Nope, stomach ulcer. Stomach ulcer as well. One staff is en route. Foot rot. I guess that's fine too. Research done. Well, there's our large quarantine bay. The first time we've actually needed it for Bartholomew III. Is being brought over as we speak. All right, 22 logistical issues in the park with the staff. Okay, some of them are definitely shown as restocking. A lot of these show as idle. but I do believe they may be traveling between things. So the question becomes, I have 40 keepers. Do I need still more? Like, I don't know. Okay. Oof. Looking real rough there, dude. I love the visual indications of disease. That adds so much to the vibe. It makes you really feel the disease. Okay. Adolescence on Cyberkiss. These are probably the other Cyberkisses. With an animal pregnancy on Istu. That's another on Monosaurus. You guys are constantly laying eggs. Damn. Looks dead. And just this is cool. Just seeing them like build the nest. Like, it's such a small thing. It's literally just a canned animation, but it feels so much better. It makes it feel so much more like a real animal. Our shiny is pregnant. Pregante. It beat to shit. Stomach ulcer, one staff en route. What are my thoughts on Spain beating Argentina in the World Cup? This is the first I've ever thought of it. Does not affect me. I don't care. Not big on the sports scene. There's a lot of feeders that need refilling. I don't see as many issues with visitor logistics, so I guess we'll just grab another 5 keepers. Should I just grab 10? Fuck it. Just going crazy. Still making money, so we might as well, right? Silicosis recovering. Okay. Weird. Sebastian, dying. Are you... You're hungry and thirsty because you've gone to the Forbidden Corner. Discharge required. The fuck? Silicosis recovering. But it says quarantine required. Maybe it's recovering. Oh, it lets me quarantine it, so I guess we better do it. Maybe it's just resistant to the disease or something. .93. We're getting closer on animal points. Let's let the raptors breed again if we already don't have a nest in here. Oops. Compatible items. How's the diversity in PK? Like the roster diversity? Is that what you mean? Who's dying? A lot of raptors suffering like always. Am I gonna watch the Odyssey? Almost certainly. My girlfriend told me I need to, so doesn't interest me much inherently. Like with I'm not, you know, that interested in like a fantastical historical epic, I mean, not epoch. But since I'm hearing good things, I'll check it out. But yeah, if you mean animal diversity, I think the roster's pretty solid. I mean, the big thing they have over species diversity, yeah. The big thing they have over JWE in terms of diversity is here we go. Is the mammals, of course, but as far as like the dinosaurs go, I think getting different species is interesting. Having Anax, Europaeus, Fragilis, and Jamatsoni for Allosaurus, for example, is pretty cool. It makes it's kind of interesting to see these similar takes on an animal. Um they've got prosauropods, which is cool. We got Platyosaurus in the game. They cover kind of all your bases. And we know with some of the upcoming animals, like Baryonyx is coming, and so that'll give us a non-Spinosaurid, a non-Spinosaurus Spinosaurid, something with a more traditional design. Yeah, the exhibit animals add to it. Of course, we're missing full-size pterosaurs, but those are planned for post-launch, so like those are probably coming eventually. If I had one criticism of the roster, it's that there's a lot of like singular things, right? Like we have one Stegosaurid, which is Stegosaurus. We have Cenops and Ungulatus, but still just one genus. Same with Ankylosaurs. We only have Ankylosaurus. So like there's these certain like classes of animals that feel really limited compared to others. Like we have a lot of sauropods. Patasaurus, Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Argentinosaurus. Like I like the diversity of the roster, but certain categories feel kind of overrepresented almost. Carnotaurus is coming. We already know Carnotaurus is confirmed. But yeah, it's definitely like no Abelisaurs right now does feel like an oversight. I also think the game is kind of missing mid-sized theropods, weirdly enough. You know, we've got like Acro, Karkar, Tyrannosaurus, Allosaurus. But like after you hit Dilophosaurus, you immediately jump down to like Velociraptor. There's like nothing between like Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus in terms of size. There's like a bunch of small things and a bunch of big things, and just a lack of medium animals. As far as theropods go, at least. But again, I fully expect all these gaps to be plugged, and the roster will just get better over time. Yeah, pterosaurs and aquarium species are like DLC content, basically, which makes sense. Both like from a way to implement it and from a monetization standpoint. Just sit here and watch the number go up. I think a number went down. Oh my god, the Brockies have finally reached like adolescence. After 1,000 years, adolescent Brockies. They ain't up to a good size quite yet, but they're getting there now, finally. Uh-oh. Died from a tooth abscess. Well, just a Pachycephalosaur. That's probably fine. We've got a few of those. Nothing irreplaceable like a Brachiosaur, so I'm not going to worry about it. You're still recovering in quarantine. All right, it's coming along. How do I feel about the growth rate? I like it. I like releasing these babies and having them grow up in a realistic time frame. I mean, it's still like abstracted, right? But like having like the small animals grow quickly and things like the sauropods take a long time. I like that. It feels good. I hate that you can't release babies from the hatchery in JWE because I really like the idea of starting with the juveniles. Pregnant galley. Like, do I need to call in the staff deliberately on these? Because, like, nothing is ever. Like, does the staff maybe wander around and find things as opposed to directly targeting them or something? Like, I don't know if this would help or not. Because I assume this is supposed to be prioritization. In which case, like, prioritizing everything would just not achieve anything. Maybe. How about everything being able to swim? I'm fine with that. Most animals can at least swim to some degree, right? Good roster dinosaurs to have a 25, 25, 25, 25 split between sauropods, theropods, ceropods, and thyreophorans, with some leeway for basal dinosaurs like Herrerasaurus. Yeah, probably, because that gives you a good variety of herbivores to mix together. I think like JWE's roster problem is like an overabundance of carnivores, but that's a problem in the franchise in general, right? Various dying raptors. I'm just going to ignore all of the raptors always. Hey, Problem Gamer, welcome to the stream. Animal death. Who died and why? Ringworms? I didn't even know you had ringworms. I keep having most of these animals that die just seem to die from like an unknown disease. And I wish I just knew if it was like me not having enough vets or just getting unlucky or what. Yeah, I don't find using deep water as like a blockade to be that necessary. Like, I think it's kind of a choice. It's like a thing that I'm okay with either option. I'm okay with everything being able to swim, and I'm okay with not everything being able to swim and being able to use water as a barricade. I don't have a preference. I think there's merits to both. How are we doing on Pachycephalosaurus now that we just lost two? Surprised we're still building this park? Yeah, it's I definitely will not be building sprawling parks in the future in PK like this, but I'm really glad we took this time to test it out. It's definitely highlighted some pitfalls and like things like that that I am happy to know about now. Okay, so we have one of the original Wyomingensis still left alive, I think. All the spinifers are fine. Okay, then we got these ones here. So we have at least 4 females and a male. Okay, 5 Wyomingensis seems fine to me. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I think the biggest problem with swimming is the foot rot, which is a little annoying. That coming in like a lot. But I get the logic of it too, of being like, you know, you may not want your animals to be able to swim all the time because it will cause issues. Parasaur babies is cool. Discharge required. Okay, you're a Cyberkiss. So which enclosure are you actually supposed to be in? Because I don't remember where these guys came from. I wish, that's definitely one problem, is the quarantine treatment. It's really hard to actually remember where your guys are supposed to go afterwards. Cyberkiss is in the galley paddock. Can hybridization be a thing since we got different types of species? I don't think it is, but it would be interesting to have like hybridization between like the allosaurs and stuff. It would be kind of neat. It'd be another way to have like breeding matter and to like generate an interesting attraction for the park, like a liger. More little galleys. How many galleys are we up to now? Because we just had like 2 clutches hatch. So the galley paddock has 37 animals in it. I don't know if there's a good way to quickly check which ones are galleys, but probably about 18 or so galleys, I'm guessing. First? Yeah, you're definitely not first this time. Maybe I should check my actual stock, huh? Yeah. Plants, fruit, insects, and meals. This is repeated a bunch. It's fine. Who's the traitor? Hybridization is very much frowned on in modern zoos. I mean, that's fair. I could see that as an argument for or against it, right? Because it's a modern thing. Historically, it has been a way to attract people to a thing. So, a drink, you paid your 1,000. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I still don't know why those Twitch alerts for that just don't work anymore. Like usually, even if the actual alert doesn't play, I can see it on the log right away. But the drinks, no, I believe you. The drinks show up late for some reason. Like sometimes I don't notice for like a day. Disease? I don't see nothing. Thomas, why are you dying, buddy? You've gone into the forbidden corner again. Serve no conservation purpose and have health issues. No, absolutely. I get it. Wait, did you like run away? Or is this a different one? Was it Thomas? I thought it was Thomas. Go eat. He's chosen the pumpkin. Are the velociraptors ducks? They live in deserts? Well, let's see. They can be desert, but they also can be scrubland. And I've chosen to put them here by the river and make it scrubland. So... Does Suchomimus have a new name? No. Suchomimus is still Suchomimus. It has not lost its identity. Common encounters between the dilos. The girls are fighting. Okay, 94% visitor satisfaction. That's a problem. Animal points are getting close to 300k. Let's look at our visitor satisfaction. Nutrition. But that might be the depleted kiosks. Guess, could put one here, maybe. Why is it way up in the sky? Whole Suko thing's been blown out of proportion. Yeah, it, what was originally kind of just an interesting factoid, like, oh, technically Suko could be invalid, has just turned into a big clickbait thing of like, oh my god, guys, Suko's invalid. Which is unfortunate. Heard about a KU student discovering a new species in a fossil collection? Should be you, damn it. Yeah, that's fossil collection discoveries are pretty common. There's a lot of stuff in museums that's just uncatalogued. I was at I think Missouri University years ago, and I got to look at some of their fossils. And like the guy that was showing us around was just like, "Oh yeah, there's just tons of stuff in the back. We don't even know what's there." And I was just like, "Bro, I'll fucking do it. I'll go through it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll go through it." So there's like a big opportunity to discover stuff if you can get into those collections, but it ends up being awkward. Like, are they going to pay somebody to do it? If not, like, are they just going to let somebody in there? Especially if it's like a university that doesn't have a paleo program, they just happen to have a collection. Like, unfortunate. Yeah, there's a lot of really bad, like, paleo fan discourse stuff out there. Marty's eggs have hatched. These are the parasaurs. That is exactly what you did during your internship. Went through collections. That sounds fun as fuck. I love sorting through shit. It'd be really cool to do it for, like, fossils. Hypothetically, if someone put a gun to my head and made me make a tier list of all dinosaurs, like some kind of nincompoop, how would I go about it? I would probably just vibes it out. Just be like, I like this guy. This guy doesn't do anything for me, and just do it like that, I guess. Oh, what the hell? Wait. I guess since we reloaded, there's not a kiosk here? Shit. Unless I, like, deleted it or undid it accidentally. I don't think it's ever been here since we reloaded. Following the, Stego death. Let's put it back in. It would explain potentially our ratings being worse than I remember. What would be my ideal name for a new dinosaur species? Depends what it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would definitely depend on the circumstances and like the thing I'm naming, right? It's not like I'm not like I don't have like a go-to like made up name in my back pocket that I'm just like holding back for a rainy day or something. So cataracts on a pachycephalosaur. Ominous. Are you still allowed to name stuff after you? I assume so. It might be like a faux pas if you're just naming it after you for shits and giggles as opposed to like. Yeah, I mean, usually it's named for somebody else, right? I would assume it'd be poor form to name it after yourself. You wouldn't just selfishly name it after yourself and not describe the creature at all? Shame. Yeah. I would name it after the channel. It's an advertising strategy. Be at the edge of Chaososaurus YouTube Ensai. Get people into the channel that way. I stopped putting up signs at some point, I just realized. Because we've got the Sidicos and stuff. Yeah, see, like, I didn't even fucking put stuff on these signs. I love these signs, though. They're so cool. This already sounds like a name. It came to me in a dream. So it could be. All right. So I think right here. Cool. Is that an actual name? No, it's just it's completely fictional, completely made up gibberish name that came to me literally in a dream. I wasn't joking about that. Let's put these signs on just like either side of the bridge, kind of. If I was forced to do it, and I would group animals generally by family group among 4 categories: clade, longevity, niche diversity, worldwide distribution, overall species numbers. I would not put that much effort into it, but I can appreciate doing so. Put it right next to the toilet, just like in the movie. Yeah, I suppose it was on the other side of the road, wasn't it? I like that nobody makes it over to this far part of the park to see the allosaurs, except for the occasional employee. So, this is part of where the eternal debate comes in. Do they come from the south or from the north in the movie? Nobody knows. But probably from the south. Actually, don't remember is this where the sign is located relative to the bathroom exactly in the movie. Now that I think about it. Just put it there. It's fine. Yeah, functional bridges is sick. They're I've yet to actually see if they fully work. I've never seen somebody fully cross this bridge with the way I placed it. Where is it? Over here. But I've seen people step onto it. So even if this bridge doesn't technically work, it could work. Okay. That's not a good sign that she went around into the water to cross, but if anything, it's because this section here is not technically crossable or something. What the fuck? There we go. No matter what, it doesn't quite want to align. Let's just try it like that. But even if bridges are a little fiddly, the fact that bridges, you know, exist is sick. Tooth abscess recovering. Okay. Then let's check. Where do we have signs for the galleys? Presumably here. I guess I haven't put the Pachycephalosaur signs in at all. I don't see the galley sign. Do I have a raptor sign? Yes. Oops. Also might improve my rating since signs provide attraction points or entertainment or whatever it is. Let's stagger these maybe. That one's a little crooked. We'll fix it in a second. This should be Sibricus. And I think Mongoliensis is in the Brachy exhibit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Also, I probably never gave these guys a nest. Looks like they could also use some insects. So maybe we'll throw in a termite mound for them down here somewhere. And throw in a nest by it. I guess I just put it in like this. Is that the access? Oh, that's part of like another piece. That's why I don't see the move thing. If I double click it, yeah. Sure. Inaccessible to guests. I don't believe you. I'm guessing that's inaccessible in the sense that it's like unstocked. Okay. And then so I don't actually have any paths that lead to the Stego exhibit. So I guess like technically this is the Stego corner. Wonder if they can access that there like that. Uh, ignoring structures. Work. I can mostly get it. If your video game is your power, what are you without it? I don't know. It's a guy. I'm not sure how to even answer that question. All right. Ooh, there's two stegosauruses here. All right, Styrak, you get the main one. I've decided. And then we get the ungulatus and the stenops. Oh, they're at different levels. That's disgusting, and I hate that. Um, okay. Let's just do another one over here, I guess. For the Psittacosaurus Spa. Well, that's very floaty. We'll call that good. A Gmod Pokemon map, huh? Do I know Socrates or do you mean Socrates? I know some Socrates. Feels like a mini Pokemon region. Interesting. Okay, I think that's signs for everybody. Should be. Socrate, he's your friend. Ratings check. 301. Visitor satisfaction at 95%. Throw down some statues. I got lost for a moment. Giant Meganura. Oh, we could put him like on the roof of the copy exhibit. Dude, I can't get the perspective correct to place it correctly. Keep going inside this burger. I don't want to be in this burger. It's a big ass Meganura. Just a 6-foot mosquito, yeah. The Minotaur, or no, the Cyclops thing is mammoth skull, right? Because the nose hole is the eye. Terra has grown up. Treatable ulcer. Oshki. Taco is apparently good. Huena, foot rot recovering. Dying animal. You are starving to death. Staff en route for the ulcer. All right. 305 thou. Visitor satisfaction 96%. The cave feels like an actual maze. Fair. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, some of the Pokemon mazes are pretty good for their caves. Especially like if you do some of the ones in the dark. Dry erase board. Interesting. Let's put a dry erase board in my park. Another fucking Wyomingensis. Dude, I don't know why they just keep fucking dying. Programming harmful lava was too much. I legitimately, some of these animals dying feels like a bug. Because they just spontaneously die and they have an affliction that I've never heard of. It never had a pop-up. And every time I like try to look into my list to see if anybody's mysteriously dying, there's just never anything that egregious in this. Like I barely even get a notification for an animal dying before it's dead. Very weird. Brockies are decent size at this point. They're nowhere near their full size, obviously, but they're getting up there. Still saying inaccessible. Maybe this one's inaccessible? I don't know why that would be. Oh, I think it was that one because there was an icon there that just disappeared. Too close to the other building hitbox or something weird? Nope, inaccessible to staff. Wait, inaccessible to staff? How is it inaccessible to staff? That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe terrain height level issue somehow? Yeah, the big one. Common cold. This case, I can believe that it's just a dying of old age thing. Because that was our oldest raptor. Common cold treatable, 1 staff and roots. Adolescent trike. Screw mini region. This shit is bigger than most mainline games. Damn. All right. Getting their adult patterns slowly. Yeah, it's awesome how that works. I really love it. All right. Adolescent trike. So they're finally coming in. I like that they lined up exactly with the platform on the edge of the JPOG feeder. That's very fun. See, Bella. Yeah, so all the trikes are there. The Prorsus and Horridus. Right? No, those are all the Prorsus. We have 8 trikes. I forgot. One affliction's been found in the big one. Yeah, the affliction was death. I guess I did miss that. That was a pop-up apparently. Ralph has reached adolescence. Yeah. Okay, that is one of the Horridus, right, with the blue. Cool. Love seeing him grow up. Very cool stuff. Now, if only this would stop being the worst. 28 park issues. No stock. I don't know if clicking these buttons helps anything. They're just perpetually problems. Just hire more people. Maybe someday it'll make sense and work. And we'll get caught up. Maybe not. Well, we're very, very, very close to our 5-star threshold. So we just need another 15,000 points on the animals, which is basically just going to be growing up and breeding. We are on a knife's edge there with visitor satisfaction, though, which makes me concerned. Beauty's good. Education's good. Entertainment. What gives entertainment? The tower. So presumably, like, the tower / animals doing something interesting. Now, bathroom here, there, and there, maybe. We could put in some larger thatch restrooms, I suppose. feel like getting one in there is going to be bad. Let's do one of these. Hell, maybe even two. Just stick with the one. On 6 gyms, they'll have slightly different designs. That's cool. Makes me think of like Pixelmon and stuff, just fan generated explorable environments. All right, this one is a bad spot for this, apparently. It got weird on me. Invalid quarantine size, really? Okay. Weird. Alright. Other small nest animals, maybe. We got Siticos over here. Who also appear to have never had insects provided to them. I don't know why this kiosk continues to be specifically the only one that isn't accessible. Let's try dropping it tight, maybe? Well, I give up. Well, the Allosaurs are adolescents now, so that's fun. Pokey and Hokey coming along nicely. Even if they insist on swimming. I assume the Anax is still a little feathery guy because I haven't seen him pop up. Not that I... There he is. I like his little stance. Dramatic camera angle of leaves. Oh, probably close. Dying animal. Yep. Yep. Washed out to sea, huh? You're pretty close. Cindy. Okay, great. That's done. Cool. 31-3. We're so close. 97% visitor satisfaction's good. That gets me a little bit out of the worry zone where I was feeling like I might not be able to maintain that. Oops. Fresh baby parasaurs. I think these are actually the first time we've had naturally hatched parasaurs in the park. Or at least walker eyes. Disease discovered. It never ends. Vaccines would be good. I do like vaccines as a mechanic where, you know, in the late game of like a JWE park, you don't need to deal with disease as much because you vaccinated for the major ones. It takes the stress off of having to constantly click these buttons and stuff. Because it's not like it's particularly difficult to manage most of these diseases. It's just time consuming. Okay, we're at 3,000 away. Very close. I feel like vaccines would be beneficial here. You know what? Did I even check to see if maybe there were? Because these are all treatments, but does anything... Auto quarantine... Yeah, none of these are like vaccines. Well, let's grab, I guess, a couple of these while I'm just staring at this screen. I might as well. Oops. Not that we've had these come up at any point, but, you know. Sepsis. Meningitis? Sure. You wouldn't want to get that. Rabies? We're not doing rabies, obviously, because they're dinosaurs. They don't get rabies. Auto quarantine range. Huh. Sure. Alright, so close. Trying to make a walkthrough Dryohab. We need to experiment with some of that too. Like the bug or whatever with the gene, meaning that they don't actually scare the guests. Like we had that free roaming Allosaur in the campaign, which was pretty cool. Ridiculous, but pretty cool. So it goes. That's cool. Ear infection. Hey! We did it. 5 stars. New loans and science seems to have been unlocked. That seems unnecessary. All right. Challenge mode done. We 5-starred with the Jurassic Park. It would be nice to see some of the animals grown up, but this has gotten a little tedious in terms of logistics. Definitely recommend not building such a wide, sprawling park, at least not without a better understanding of like work zones and stuff, maybe, or just how to better manage like the physical flow of staff in your park. Because this is a little rough logistically. Yes, we do have a Tyrannosaurus. This is our Tyrannosaur paddock here. Here's the cliff where you where the car falls down. And the Tyrannosaur itself is still a little guy, unfortunately. There she is. There's Rexy swimming in the water. Definitely should have probably tried to get like the Rex and Brockies and stuff out right away, I guess, but like there's like the money was definitely in an interesting situation where like it was really hard to push anything for the longest time, and then you kind of just tip over on a threshold where you kind of just have the money, you're just waiting for like the points to come in. So that was it's an interesting look. Research is done. That doesn't matter. All right. Well, I think we can probably leave this one off here, maybe. Well, I guess that's about it. Dying animal Rexy. Oh, shit. Good thing we checked on her. Well, you're not really dying that much. You are starving to death. It's because you're in the far back part of the paddock. Roadway is here. I think you should probably get up and eat. You have a kangaroo walkthrough habitat, so you're going to make an airlock system similar to that one. Door will be closed before opening the next set of doors. Gotcha. All right. Well, that was a fun park build. Mostly. A few little hiccups and stuff. A few little... Jesus, ringworms and a stomach ulcer? Rough. A few little hiccups, though, with, like, setting the park up. So we're probably going to keep our other future park builds a little more low-key than this one. Really hard to build like large enclosures in a specific shape that you want, and the game just like management wise doesn't seem to really configured for a large park. Well, we're getting a little bit better on these, but I suspect these will just keep going bad. All right, we're gonna let this run for a little bit. I think I'm gonna get crazy. Let's do 40 laborers. 45 laborers. And we're going to do 70 keepers. It wasn't even that short. 2 hours, and we're going to let this run for a little bit before we end stream. We're not ending immediately. 70 keepers. How about even 30 cashiers and 4 more vets? All right. We have hired 165 people. You know what? Plus 5. Nice even 170 employees. That's a lot of eggs. Oh, half of them are dead already. Dolores, Veta, Lijuan, Bunnick was the other one. Animal Death. Who was that? Ozdar? Velociraptor. Died of ringworms. R.I.P. More dying raptors. It's fine. Let's not worry about it. Isn't pregnant? Nice. Dilo's a bit roughed up. You know, all the Dilos are a bit scarred up from their time growing up together. Except not you, apparently. Maybe you've been kicking ass the whole time. Can't find the last gym for the life of you? Damn. You can't consult a walkthrough or anything. Its crests are great, even with the scar damage. Normal grass, water, fire, rock, ice, and psychic. Fruit and meals. I guess we'll throw these in here. Oh no, I already stopped the recording. Just kidding. Never mind, it's too late. Maybe the Team Rocket Lair is supposed to be Giovanni's gym? Could be. I don't know what, without being familiar with the game or the design of the map, hard to say. I don't know if there's anything that explicitly gives away a gym being a gym beyond the fact that it's, you know, a building that's themed in some way. Oh my god. Cataracts, common cold, common cold. Cookie is now an adult. Good looking Gallimimus. Arban, foot rot. Naragal has died from foot rot. R.I.P. Naragal. Speckles is now an adult. Otto is now an adult. Will we have a JW3 stream on Saturday? That's the plan. I think we might alternate JW3 PK. Not counting the tour videos, which we'll do separate as well. Big domes that types plaster right in front of the door. Okay, yeah, then maybe they're not done yet. Maybe they haven't added the last one. I already know what we're doing for our next park build in JWE. I think it should be a fun one. I'll probably do some modding, some economic modding for it. Well, I lost the one that had dermatitis. Because it's not here. This one, Stiggy. There it is. Stiggy. Could be, but the map is already 90% complete. I mean, maybe the last gym is one of the things they're doing last for whatever reason. Auto die. Needs water. Well, just chuck you over here. Adelina needs quarantine for what? Silicosis. Wait. Presumably I'm moving Otto there. Dead Arban. Dead of foot rot. Imagine that. Okay, the refills do seem like they're slowly catching up. What is my least favorite season of the Pokemon anime? I think I've only seen like season 1, so I can't answer that. I haven't seen the anime since I was a small child when it was starting in the 90s, so I have nothing to found an opinion on. Yeah, the water brush size is god awful in JWE3. That's something I might do for our next park build. As I saw there was a mod for brush sizes, I might install that because it's probably one of my biggest complaints I have right now for the terrain tools. Is it's so hard to paint water in JWE3. I also really wish we could get some like water that properly looks like it's flowing. Would like to see if somebody can make it across this bridge too. But scientists walking through the water is not the best sign. They don't necessarily follow the paths always. Yeah, 'cause they're like deviating off the path there anyway. Taking the shortest route. But they have to go out of their way to not use the bridge, and that's a little bit unfortunate. no. It already got partially removed underneath it. Well, it sort of worked. At least initially. Third animal with disease. Oh, damn, can I put you in the big quarantine? No. Awkward. Let's just try and put him in the other one. See what happens. Already occupied. Yeah, can't do it. Okay, but most things are finally caught up on logistics, it seems. 11 babies. Dude, the quarantine, stop. All right, Stiggy's done. Get out of here, Stiggy. Lonato was the one that had it for longer, so we'll treat them first. You're gonna hop off? All right, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up soon. I was hoping to have just a few more things grow up, maybe, and dermatitis, but also pregnant. Well, that's something. It's just infinite dermatitis. To be fair, I guess this was silicosis, but alright. I'm probably gonna call it here, I think. I don't think I'm gonna wait any longer for stuff to grow up. Yeah, I enjoyed this, but I definitely will build my zoos differently in the future. So I'm probably not gonna do any big Jurassic style, you know, parks like this in PK in the future, because it just doesn't really lend itself that well to it. But there's plenty of other things we can do that are a little bit smaller scale, a little more in line with the strengths of the game, I think. So we'll definitely come back after our next JW3 park build. So yeah, this was still pretty fun. It was definitely very very happy to come back to the game, see all the changes, and have a good grasp now of what we can and really can't do in terms of park builds. So that's great. We'll be doing Minecraft on Wednesday, starting up the server. So that's open to people on the Discord to join. And we should be finalizing all the instructions for that over the next day or so. So Wednesday will be our next stream, and then Saturday